Hello, hello, and hello. If you are new to my channel, do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Okay, so tonight, this was bugging me yesterday. I wanted to do it yesterday, but I ended up having to pack my stuff and move. And I have not done no writing, and I know I'm trying to finish this book, y'all. Yes, I am. But on the real, and I mean on the real, this was kind of bugging me, but I think it's best I go ahead and do some explanation of why I say that this person is an ex, why this person is an ex, and why I call him an ex. So I'm gonna get to this video is gonna be called Case of the Ex. Why I prefer my ex best friend as an ex, because yes, I was one point in love with this guy, and our friendship was similar to a toxic relationship. So I'm about to get into the details how we met, the rockiness of it, the toxicity of it, and why I no longer want to associate myself with people that still associate themselves with him. So I'm gonna keep it real on the one, twos, and threes, because today one of his minions sent me a friend's request, and before I blocked him, I said, "Look," I said, "if you're still fooling with my enemy, yes, I consider my ex my enemy because of the things that he's done to me." I said, "If you're still fooling with my enemy," I said, "your access to me will be denied." I said, "So warn the others." Yeah. So let's get into it. I was in love with this person for 10 years, from the time I was 8 all the way to 18. So, long story short, this is how we met. We were coming back from a field trip, and I had the Rocky, I don't know if y'all remember the Crystal Rock suckers, lollipops. Yeah, had one of them, and I was on my second one. And I was just eating it, mouth was all sticky. He turns around and looks at me. I didn't smile, but he gives me the meanest look. And I'm like, who is this guy? Why? What did I do to him? What did I do? So it wasn't until later on that I started liking him and admiring him, because yes, he had a love for basketball. I had a love for basketball. I seen the movie Love and Basketball year prior. So yes. So I had a love for basketball. He had a love for basketball. So yeah. I kind of consider, I wouldn't say I consider us the next Quincy and Monica. I would not say that, because I'm like a Mariah Carey at this moment. Sometimes I'll be like, I still don't know this person. So I might think I know him, but in reality, I really don't know this person. That's why I don't want any more dealing with this person. I'm like, I don't know him. So yeah. And there's a reason why for that. So, fourth grade, still being mean and all that. Fifth grade, yeah, he really was. At that time in the fifth grade, you guys, I was that's when I discovered my gift of writing. I was a playwright, and I was just writing plays. And it was to a point that I started putting him and a good bit of our classmates into the plays. And I still got a few of them to this day that are still in the stories. And there's another part to that. But it was to the point he didn't want to be in them. So I was like, well, he's going to have to tell me to my face that he doesn't want to be myself. You know, I can't just go by the he say, she say stuff. So, yeah. Sixth grade, it got out of hand and it got out of control. It was to the point that I was just sick of the rumors and whatnot. People saying, oh, you in this, you're in that. I'm like, no, 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 no. He's not in every play that I wrote. But he did have this girlfriend at the time too. I admit to her, I was jealous. Me and her was on the same hall in seventh grade. And like I said, I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, this guy never cared about me or anything. We were, like I said, we were one minute we were good, and next minute we weren't good. So that's how bad it was, to be honest. Like I said, one minute we're good, next minute no, we're not good. He was just so wishy-washy with me. He was just so mean. But seventh grade comes, so here's where things start to get even more dramatized. So I remember in seventh grade, I kind of got in trouble in the gym for being so loud. Yeah, I'm loud whenever I can be, guys. Um, what happened is, while I'm, doing my punishment, I'm actually writing. I was writing something, and I just felt eyes on me. Not only is he looking at me, but this other guy, one of his friends was looking at me. And this person wasn't even in none of my work or projects that I had. I'm like, why are they staring at me? I said, it's because I'm writing? What is it? I got a problem with that. So, kind of find out, his friend tells me, oh, he said he don't want to be in your projects, and if you find out he's in your projects, he's going to get you. I'm like, okay. So I just ignore that because one, first of all, how you gonna tell me what someone else said, and that person that has the problem is not confronting me about the problem? That's the biggest issue I got. Yes, I'm showing the Bible for a reason, y'all, because there's some stuff I'm about to say, y'all, too. I don't really want to. I'm gonna get too a little deep and a little personal because here's the thing: his father is a pastor, so yes, he's a pastor kid, but on top of that, the stuff that I'm not making this video to blast him out or anything because I didn't even say his name. That's the thing. One thing I'm not gonna do is say his name. And then two, on top of that, I'd rather tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Like I said, I was in love with him for 10 years, but we never dated, and I thank God for that because let me bring y'all back to seventh grade. So, seventh grade year for me was really my trying time. That's when I had my eating disorder and all this other stuff that I was dealing with at the time. And I did some crazy stuff, I ain't gonna lie. But I just ignored the person that told me that he wanted to be in my work. I was like, okay. I just ignored because I'm like, this how you gonna send somebody and not confront the person yourself? That's the problem. That's the issue I had. Two, what I'm gonna say, something else I was gonna say. It started getting okay. So here was the thing about that. I just turned through. Here's the funny part. I knew his birthday. He never once told me happy birthday whenever it was my birthday. So that goes to show you a sign right there, the type that he really wasn't interested in anything. And one thing about me, I was young, in love, blind, stupid. You could say that, but yeah, what else I'm gonna say? Like he never really acknowledged my presence. Never really said I looked nice until he got with somebody else. And I'm like, oh God. Yeah. That was all in 12th grade, but we still in 7th grade. Like, I got real cute for my 13th. Everybody but him told me happy birthday. Two, one of his ex-girlfriends, the same girlfriend that he had in 6th grade, she was like, oh, did he see you? I'm like, no, he didn't. So, I'm gonna be honest and keep it real. I was the one doing too much. He never met me halfway or never applied the same pressure that I was applying to. And every year I just was expecting a different result from him. I just really wanted him to show me that he cared. I really wanted him to show that he supported all that. So the whole book drama still became a thing and all that. And there was so much going on. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to still put him in there until he actually comes to tell me. So here's the thing about that. What I didn't know was him being used at the time by a monitoring spirit. Let me tell you about the enemy. The enemy, there's no age limit with him. He can use anybody. Satan will use anybody. He can use your kids, y'all, okay? He can use the spirit of being disobedient, the spirit of being disrespectful. He can use your kids at any age to just to do any satanic act they want to do. Do you hear me? So, for me, in this case, I did not know he was being monitored. He was being used by the monitoring spirit. So basically, I had no clue what the monitoring spirit was. I really didn't until I got up older and I was like, wait a minute. He was being used by the monitoring spirit because I had actually excluded him because from being the monitoring spirit, excuse the loudness in the background, y'all. Because here's the thing about that. I was talking to one of my cousins and I was like, wait a minute. You associate with that side of the family and I don't. I said, let me make sure you ain't on the same page as somebody else. So when I found out other people were on this person's page, I ain't talking about my ex, I'm talking about somebody else. That's when I was like, I'm going ham. I'm going ham. So I went all ham. But point of the matter is, I'm going to say this. Satan will use anybody. There's no age limit with him. He can use kids too, just like Jesus will use kids. And yeah, yep, I'm not lying. So I did not know this person had a monitoring spirit that he was being operating under and manipulative. So eighth grade year comes along, and I was at my best in eighth grade. I'm not gonna lie, I was at my best in eighth grade. Um, Let me put it like this, and I mean I'm gonna put it like this. What I said back in eighth grade and what I thought of, his cousin would say later on about a friend of mine. And I'm still friends with this person. I'm still friends with the young lady, even though we had a break in our friendship and then we got back right. I will say that because there's a limit and boundary, even in friendships. Like, I just wanted to be there as a friend when she was going through what she was going through. Because I know how people can be. They be like, well, you wasn't there for me when I was dealing with this, when I was dealing with that. I just wanted to be there. I just wanted her to have a shoulder to lean on. Everything. And, there comes a time and a place for you to do that. Like, one time she made me upset, and I didn't even tag her or anything, but I was so upset at her one time. And, well, actually, last year around this time, I was upset at her. So, with that being said, I'm still a friend. It's just, I just didn't like what she did. Okay, so let me get back to my story. So what I said about him in eighth grade, well, it wasn't bad, but what I said and what I stated in eighth grade, his cousin was stating later on about my friend, because it was to the point I was gonna have her my stories. And even though, let me tell y'all something, even though me and her are good, she's not in a single story herself. Okay? She's not in a single story herself. So, yeah, I moved on. That's a ship that has sailed, everything. Okay, so eighth grade comes along, and I say, you know what? It said everybody else that's in his circle, excuse me, everyone else that's in his circle, they support me when it comes down to writing. I said, if he doesn't want to see me getting my first contract, which did happen, he didn't know I was an author. He didn't know. No, but I knew when his minions, they probably told him. I'm just saying. Mine is my angel. My angel was not a minion. My angel, that was his best friend. That's my angel. But I'm talking about the ones that are still alive, and yeah, they wanna. Doesn't. I'm gonna get there. But my point is, I said if he doesn't want to see me get my first contract, see my books flourish and all that, then he's gonna have to miss out. And that was a tough decision I had to make, y'all. There comes a time when you just have to put your foot down and say enough is enough. I should have, there's a lot of time I sit back and I be like, I should have just not be with this person, not even just let the crush that I had on this person, the feelings that I had for him just die. Because even in 8th grade, now here's the thing about in 8th grade, I had my first boyfriend. I'ma tell y'all something. Now this when things get cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Things get worse between me and him. They get worse because I'm with somebody that's giving me attention. I'm with somebody that's not afraid to bring me around his friends. I'm with somebody that, I knew longer than him. However, the moment I get with it, matter of fact, his own boys were happy for me and all that, but he wasn't happy. So this what happened, y'all. And I mean, this what happened. When I say this boy was cutting up because I had somebody that was treating me right, oh, I just didn't know what was going on. I'm like, why is he acting out? I'm like, something just ain't right. And something just was not right in the water. Because one time he saw me and I looked at him and he just rolled his eyes at me. I'm like, okay, we got a problem, Houston. So, like I said, I'm giving somebody else attention. Somebody else is giving me attention, but you're mad. When I ask for attention, you want to hide. You trying to have this. Another thing, this is for men and ladies, okay? I want y'all to hear me. If someone is more worried and focused on their image, on what other people will think of them when they're with somebody, you don't need that person. That person is an attention seeker. That person is a manipulator. That person is a Jezebel, okay? And he does. You didn't waste your thing. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I just had to let me bump. Well, bump mate know that he done waste something. But anyway, if that like I said, the Jezebel spirit, it's a spirit. And we all the time we think of Jezebel, we think of the woman Jezebel. No. Men, they can be operating under, and he is a Jezebel. I mean, especially if he didn't want to support me and all that. And it felt some type of way about being around me because one was getting a start. I was picked on by him for having dark skin. He never said I was beautiful or anything. He never validated me, period. I will say that. He never validated me. But when other guys did it, it was a problem. That was a whole problem with him. So he didn't like the fact that I was getting the attention I wanted him to give me by somebody else. Yeah. So, matter of fact, I don't want to get too deep by 8th grade because he did apparently lose his virginity to somebody else. And I remember that day like it was no tomorrow. The day after it happened. I'm minding my own business. I'm thinking about, matter of fact, I just got bragged on by the lunchroom lady and how, well mannered I am and everything. I was like, well, I'm going to tell my mama the lunchroom lady bragged on me. So I'm just thinking of that. Matter of fact, it was shrimp we had that day, and I love shrimp. So I'm eating the shrimp. I'm eating my fries, everything. Just minding my own business. Here come my 2 cousins. Girl, we got something to tell you. It's about your man. So I clapped back. I clapped back at him. I said, well, if this person's supposed to be my man, like I was saying, I said, tell me why I'm with somebody else. That was my key right there. I should have just focused more on, other things because, like I say, 8th grade year was, it wasn't that bad. But I knew what I wanted in 8th grade. And I knew where I wanted to go in 8th grade. Like I had dreams to go to college. I had dreams of still being a writer. I am an author to this day. Okay. So this video is really to let people know, like, if someone, you can love somebody so much and that person can still be not the one. especially if that person is not meeting you halfway or applying twice the amount of pressure that you're applying. So there was really like, it was really like a dead end friendship and leading to nothing. And I did everything to fight, fight, just to keep it alive. And sometimes you have to realize some things are meant to be broken, some things are meant to be torn apart, because not everybody is meant to go with us. And he, like I told him in a letter, I wrote him a letter and I said, you were never meant to be a blessing. You were always meant to be a lesson. So yes, whew, I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm telling y'all the truth. This was one toxic friendship that I just wanted to keep. I just really wanted to keep. And it wasn't good, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, when you want to keep something so bad because you really love that person, you really care about that person, you'll do anything just to keep them. And that's basically, sometimes bad, because you're just wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, you're wasting your breath. And if it's time to go, if God said, time to close the chapter, time to close the book, time to lock the door, time to close it, time to throw away the key, it is time. And a lot of times we don't want to do that. We don't want to throw away the key. We just want to keep revisiting. And that's one thing I'm struggling with right now. It's especially while I'm having these nightmares about this person. Yes, if y'all wondering, this is the person I'm having nightmares about. This is the same person I'm having nightmares about. So next, ninth grade year. Ninth grade really wasn't too good for me. It really wasn't. It really wasn't. We didn't really interact much in ninth grade. 10th grade, however, we did, and that was even worse because he got on my everlasting nerves. Let me get to that part. So this one guy that I used to ride the bus he eventually took something for him, and I just stepped in the conversation. I said, give that back to him. And then he gonna snap at me, not the guy, but the one I'm telling y'all about, the ex. He gonna snap at me. So I hit him. I'm like, you're not gonna disrespect me, and I'm trying to help you out. So it was really, I'm gonna be honest, if I could say that was gonna be a sign right there to us ending a friendship, because I'm gonna be honest, 11th grade year, I hate to say this, y'all, but 11th grade year, it was bad. I did went into a depression because of him when he started dating one of my friends. Me and her are no longer friends. And I thank God for that, because even though she no longer talks to him or anything, but you're not going to tell me what I'm not doing is a sin, okay? What I'm doing is a sin, but because, like, I don't condone the LGBT community or anything. She does. And she wanted to argue with me about that. I'm like, girl, bye. And it's a long story with her. That's another story another day about her. But, matter of fact, let me put it like this. There won't be another day, another story about her, because she's not the one I'm having nightmares about. She's not the one. And I mean, she's not the one, I was in love with or anything for 10 years. But, yeah, like I said, it didn't last. I can tell you that. It didn't last, because she started going through the same treatment I was going through. And I'm like, that makes two of us. I said, yeah, he does mistreat people. Yeah, he can be very low down when he's mistreating people. So, let me put it like this. Like I said, junior year, it was tough. I did went into the depression. It took me some while to get back to my normal self. I could say that. That was when I discovered I could write a novel. I was writing plays for so long. And it was like God said, okay, enough with the crying. Enough. It's time for you to really get over him. Here's this time. Write a novel. But I wasn't writing Christian romance at that time, y'all. I wasn't. My writing at that time was very, very far from where I write now. I mean, I had fornication in the stories. Yes, I'm gonna tell you all the sins that I was writing back then. I had drugs in the stories. Because I did read this one hood story. There was too much cursing. I let one guy read it. And he gave it right back to me in like less than a minute. He said, I can't read this. It got too much cussing in it. And I looked at him like, you cuss worse than the characters in the story. So, yeah. I mean, sometimes, I look back at that like, you know what, I should have been stronger than where I was, than where I am now. Goodness. But, yeah. But junior year, I snapped on him. Junior year, I snapped on him because him and my cousin, they were both looking in my direction. And all of a sudden, I just went berserk. Like, once he just pointed me out, I said, that's it, took off my book bag. I was throwing blows, y'all. Let me feel like this. I just beat the snot at the guy. I really did. I just didn't care. I mean, I'm not bragging about it. That's one thing I'm not going to do is brag about it. Because I could have gotten more serious trouble, and I'm glad the math teacher was like, look, you do that again, you go into the office. I bet 9-10 she laughed like she told him up. I had to. I mean, you're not going to taunt me just because you with somebody else. But I was so thankful at that time. Well, no, I ain't going to say I'm thankful. That's another story, too. I thought I had somebody better. And I did get ghosted by this person, too. So, yeah. I actually got in trouble for that. That's another story. Senior year. This is a warning. This is a warning. I'm gonna say this one more time. This is a warning. I knew what I wanted to do and all that, but November 10th, that's when I wanted to end my life. I'm gonna say that again. November 10th was when I wanted to end my life. But I believe, right then again, God stopped me because I'm gonna tell you why I wanted to do it. So the ex could be satisfied. So he could be satisfied knowing that I'm gone. So he could just, go. I was like, maybe I am a problem too. This is a lot of time we get in thinking traps. And, our mind is the devil's playground. So I was like, maybe I am better. He is, maybe I am a problem for him. Maybe it is me. I love too much and now I'm getting hurt. I'm hurting others and all this other stuff. But, yeah. I wanted to, but something in me was like, you got something in you to keep going. So I remember it. I do remember it. And I stopped and I didn't go with the plan, thank God. However, I started working. I had my job and all that. And I remember he came in and he spoke to my mom. And I got mad at my mom because he spoke at her. I'm like, Mom, what you doing talking to him? That was when I told her and my dad, I said, look, y'all can get mad what I'm going to say. I said, but my ex is the reason why I'm leaving home after we graduate. And she's like, you should want to graduate. You should want to leave because you're driven to leave. I said, but he's the reason why. So apparently, let me get back to the beginning of the year. There's an alleged statement that his ex said, the one that he was dating at that time, that he said that these girls in our hometown were no good. And I took that to heart. Like, he must be talking about me. Then, feeling some type of way like that. And this is why me and him no longer talk, because I actually approached him after senior year. I was like, did you actually say that? Did you actually say it? I still, it doesn't bother me now if he said it or if he didn't say it. But what he's not going to do is just treat me any type of way. That's one thing too. So speaking of senior year, after we graduated, he did change. I will say that he changed. He just changed. I can tell you that he changed, and it wasn't for the better. It was not for the better. I'm already in the army at this time. I'm already doing some writing at this time too. Let me get to my point. That's when I found out he became a father. He's a young dad. He becomes the young dad while he's in college to someone else. So that's another big blessing I dodged, having a kid by him. Because I got to deal with that thing for 18 years. And I'm not talking about the kid, I'm talking about him. So, yeah. That's another thing. Keep it on lock. Because the right one will come for you. Keep it on lock. Click, click. And men, think before you get inside somebody's thing. That's all I'm going to say. What was I going to say? So when I found out he's a dad, instead of me crying, I laughed that day. Not at him, but my roommate at the time. She, instead of her stopping at her designated point in the motor pool, she does a whole ride around the motor pool, like going all over the place. And I couldn't help but to laugh. She saved the day. Well, God allowed her to save the day. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I did speak to him on and off throughout my time in the military, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm still in the military, but let me just be real on the 1, 2s, and 3s about this person. I don't hate this person, but now that, I no longer want to be in his presence, because here's the thing about that. How he's treating me is all a front. If we're just around people, it's going to be for a front. It's going to be for a front. It's not going to be it's not going to be real. It's going to be a front. I don't care, what he does. Yes, I will always love him, because you're supposed to love your enemies. But as far as me having any dealing with this person, I don't want any dealing. I don't want any dealing. And then for one of his minions, to send me a friend's request on IG, I just told him like it was. I'm like, I don't need anybody that's fooling with you. Matter of fact, this is why I'm not going to be on Facebook. This is why I'm not going to my reunion, because I know he's going to be there at the reunion. This is why I done blocked a good bit of his friends too. Because when I'm done, I'm done. That doesn't mean I hate you or anything. It just means you're no longer a part of my life. You should no longer, get access to it. Because like I always tell y'all, the books are a bonus. The books are a bonus. They will always be a bonus. And I mean always be a bonus. But, my main thing is there will always be somebody better. But I'm gonna be honest, like once I came into the military, I didn't think I would be having nightmares of him. And yes, I'm still suffering from nightmares. I just haven't had one this month, and I pray to God I don't have one this month of him. So it was to the point I was like, something got to give. I remember going 2 to 3 months without having a nightmare of him. And then they just started back up. Like something ain't right. But whenever I minister to y'all on either my IG or Facebook or even on here, I know for a fact that's my spiritual warfare. I know for a fact that's my spiritual warfare. Me, me just doing what God wants me to do and doing, being obedient rather than just being disobedient and suffering for being disobedient. But what I will say is this, I should have told y'all, this should have been my main sign that he didn't really care. 7th grade year, I accidentally blurted that the L word. I told him I love him. And instead of him saying, I love you too, he was like, you know you're ugly, right? Yeah, that's what he told me. And I'm going to be honest, keeping it real on the 1s, 2s, and 3s, somebody like that really didn't deserve me. He didn't deserve my presence. He didn't deserve my attention. He didn't deserve my time. I should have just looked. I should have, y'all. I should have just looked past this person and just went on about my life. I mean, I have gone on about my life, and that's another thing too. People, one of his means, she thinks I'm obsessed with him. I got a problem with that. I'm not obsessed. I am not obsessed with that person. This is what an obsessed person would be. I have pictures of this boy. I mean, I'm at the point I want to throw away my yearbook because I did let him sign it. Worst mistake. I let him sign my yearbook. And I was like, you know what? Everyone else that did me right, their messages, it would seem like if I had thrown it away, their messages wouldn't matter. So, what I did do is, I think I took like a marker or something and I did something with his message. And it wasn't even, but oh my gosh. Let me put it like this. I just scribbled his message out of my yearbook. I tried white out, but you could still see it. And I'm like, now I'm with it. But I'm going to keep it real. I don't want what someone else is going through that I face. I don't want someone to go through what I went through with any person. I don't care how much you love them. And it was to the point where my dad even bumped heads about him. My dad was trying to save me. Sorry, love. My new boo-boo was calling. But anyway, long story short, even our parents, they have that that they know when they have that discernment when someone is right for their child, when someone's not. My dad was right about this person. My dad was so right about this person. But I'm gonna be honest, why I came up with blessed as always, and I've told him this plenty of times. And I'm not talking about dad, I'm talking about ex. It's not to say I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm not one of them because I know I mess up and I fall. But excuse me, it's to let him know. I mean, I really just started saying this stuff when I came into the Army. So I was saying, when someone asked me how I'm going to do it, blessed as always. And they was like, why you say that? And I said, well, if I ever run into my ex, that will be my answer. Now, if I see him, I've chosen not to say anything. I told him, I said, when you see me, you just don't say anything because I know for a fact you're not for me. You don't really like me. You don't really care about me. You don't have an ounce of love for me. So, with that being said, no, I ain't done yet, y'all. I'm not. So, with that being said, it's like save your energy, save your breath, go your way. I'm going mine. I mean, I'm going to always love you, but that don't mean I'm obsessed with you. That doesn't mean I want you or anything. It just means I dodged a bullet And what the heck was I thinking wasting 10 years of my life? Okay, so let me get to that before joining the army. So before coming into the army, that same friend that I told y'all about, um, when me and her had to break up in our friendship, this what happened. She told her ex mother-in-law, I don't want to wake up every day unhappy. I said this, I took that and applied it with my life. I was like, I'm not waking every day up unhappy being with someone that does not love me. He never loved me. And if he just got with me, he will never love me. He will never do the things that the man that I'm with now is doing to me. The man I'm with is getting all the attention. The man I'm with, I pray for this man. Like, I was praying for the ex too, but when I wanted the ex, what I'm trying to say, but that was something that should have been closed a long time ago. That was something I should have just, accepted by the time I, you know, got up older and all that. I mean, I'm at the point where I'm like, now I can say I dodged a bullet. I don't have a child by him. I don't have to argue with him. I ain't arguing with these females over him or anything. I don't even worry. I don't even have to worry about being around him and he's smoking weed. That's all he likes doing. If you ask me, that's all he likes doing. But I'm at the point where I'm blessed. And I'm blessed I no longer have this person in my life. I mean, I'm going to be honest with y'all. If it's hard for you to get over somebody, ask God to help you get over that person. Ask God to help you to move on. Forgive not just him, but forgive yourself. I'm still working on me. I'm still working on, forgiving myself. And, now I can be like, you know what? Just let it go. Let it go. Don't revisit the past or anything because it's mind blown. And then reason why I think because I'm having these nightmares because I choose not to dwell. I choose not to dwell on him. Like, what if this happened? What if he does? Decides to come back. Let me tell y'all something. The enemy. I now know my nightmares are from the enemy. So I can tell y'all this. I just didn't want to blame the enemy at one point because I don't like giving him credit. And a lot of times we give him credit. But the enemy is really using these nightmares to make me an unforgiving person. Like I said, I forgive this person. I even told him in the letter, I said, I forgive you, but there's no reconstruction. I said, the bridge is already burned. I said, there's no way back to my heart. I said, I always love you, but no, you just stay where you at. I'm gonna love you from a distance. However, but the enemy just wants me to be unforgiving and not, like I said, I can forgive. Out of all my exes, it's the only ex I really had nightmares about. Like, I'm dreaming more about him than I am of the others. One almost, wanting to overpower me, and the other one actually putting his hands on me. I'm surprised I'm not having nightmares about those two. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And what I don't want is someone to go through what I went through. Being depressed over somebody. I mean, it took me a while to get back to myself. Being depressed. What's another thing? Just trying to fight a dead end. When it's time to let go, let it go. When it's time to let go, let it go. Let that person go. Let that thing go. It's time to let go. And I mean, it's time to let go. And I tell people this, there is going to come a time where you just have to let go of friendships. You have to let go of people. You don't want to try to get actual food? All this other stuff that's keeping you from doing what God has called you to do. and that's holding you back and wearing you down. That was the thing. I was being worn down, just fighting all the time, just fighting to keep something alive. And some things are not meant to be. Okay, that was another thing I had to accept. This just wasn't meant to be. But if I didn't get, if I didn't keep, I didn't want to wake up every day unhappy. If I didn't keep that in my mind, I was like, I thought it was a syringe type deal. I don't know where I'll be. I'm gonna be honest. I'll probably be in the mental ward, to be honest, y'all. And the reason why I say that is because I just still wanted that person. I still want, and I remember me and my mom, we was talking. She was letting me go to, I told her I was gonna go to the high school, and I was going to announce that I was going to the Army. Speaking of that, let me tell y'all, when I said I was going to the Army, I told him. The next day, he blocked me on Twitter. So that goes to show y'all, he didn't care. He really didn't care what I did with my life. And I was like, you know what? And I should have remembered that and be like, you know what? When my name is on New York Times bestseller, I'm not one of them that do all that manifestation stuff. I said, well, when I started getting noticed for my books, he better not come my way because I don't know him. And I do remember telling my mom, I said, he's not going to write a train to success. He is not going to write a train to success with me. And she said, you say that now. He hasn't. He has not rode the train to success. He has not. So 15 books later, he's not in them. He's not, he doesn't get mentioned for them or anything. Period. So the past with this person, like I said, reason why I call this person an ex is because when we were like I said, our friendship was very, very toxic. Yes, I was in love with him, but I would not want to go through something like that again. No. I'm at peace. I'm with the man that God has for me, and I'm just too thankful for that. I don't like getting personal, y'all, but when you get someone and your prayers been answered because they're doing the same thing, that same thing that you always wanted them to do, that someone else couldn't do. It's like you're living in a fairy tale world. I could say that, but it's not. It's reality. And God will bless you with whom you're meant to be with. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. This person, the ex, he was black, but I treated him like he was the only black boy in the world. I didn't want no other black boy to, take his spot. Not saying I didn't, date black guys, because I did when I got in the military. But I'm just saying, this one, I just wanted nobody but him. Okay? I just wanted nobody but him. And that, it's wrong when you put somebody before God, because God will allow that person to hurt you, and that's what happened. That's what happened. So what did I do? After I cried for a while, I picked up my drawers, held my head up high, and was like, God, what's next? That's why if y'all see my IG pictures, me looking up to the ceiling, that's me. Oh, y'all about to have me crying. Y'all about to have me crying. I'm trying not to cry. I'm trying not to cry because I'm trying to be strong when I'm telling y'all this. I literally will look up when y'all see me taking my pictures, and if I'm looking ahead or if I'm looking up, I'm literally just saying, what's next? God, what's next? What's next? This been accomplished. What's next? That's just like Boots asked the door, where do we go next? Try not to cry. I'm trying not to. Oh, goodness. I'm trying not to cry, y'all. I really am not trying to cry. Because I just want to tell y'all this because I know there are people that are going through this. They don't want to let go. Men and women, they don't want to let go because they love that person so much. Me, yeah, I love them, but I'm not about to look like I'm 50 and I'm close to 30, y'all. So yeah, let go. Now I'm happier than ever. I can tell y'all that. Oh gosh, I'm crying. I'm happier than ever. This is why I don't want no parts of him. I don't want parts of him, his friends, nobody, anybody that I know that fools with him, they're getting blocked. This is why I said, no, not this year. I'm keeping my peace of mind. I'm keeping, oh my gosh, that's all I'm saying. I'm at a point right now where, oh, I'm just too happy right now. I'm at that point, and I'm just too happy, and I mean too happy right now. I ain't gonna say too happy. I'm just gonna say I'm too joyful. I'm just at a place where I didn't think I would be able to see myself at. With someone that's 10 times better than the one I wanted. Because there will always be someone that's better than. There's always someone better than someone you meet. I will say that. They'll treat you right. They'll do the things. They'll make you feel like you're living in a fairy tale. But it's not a fairy tale, it's real life because you're going to go through things. And I almost chased the man that I'm with away because one of the nightmares, and then two, he was like, well, I gotta suffer because of what this person did to you. So that's another thing. If God sends you someone that's what you've always prayed for, do not, and I repeat, do not chase them away, okay? I am over the time that I gotta spend time with God right now. I'm about to get in my word tonight and finish Genesis at the moment. Because Rebecca just came through too. So, yes. So I really just wanted to be honest why I called this person an ex. Because, yes, that was the only guy I wanted. The only guy I cared about. Started from the time I was 8. All the way to 18, 19. I was like, no more. I want somebody better. And that's another thing. When you say you want better for yourself, the enemy will fight hard, y'all. So y'all better come with y'all bats, y'all frying pans, your gloves, everything. Y'all better pick up something to keep knocking him out. That's all I'm going to say because he's going to fight. He's going to fight. He's going to fight. And don't think, it's going to be easy because it's not easy, okay? So I'm just at a point that I didn't think I would be. And to this person, I pray you repent. I pray you repent. Because the weed can only get you high temporarily. The strange women, they can't ease your pain. The money, that's not going to buy your way into the kingdom. No. So it's time for you to repent, young man. It's time for you to come back. Oh, another thing, your identity is not in basketball either. I can say that. That's not your identity. If you want to know what your true identity is, it's in Christ. It's in Christ. It is in Christ. That's your true identity. If I hated you, like you think I hate you, I wouldn't be telling you to repent. I wouldn't be telling you to get right because time is running out, young man. You can't serve two masters. And the weed has become your God. The money has become your God. The strange women, they have become your God. It's time to put all that stuff down and it's time to come back to Christ. It's time to come back to Christ. It is time to come back to Christ. So, may God continue to keep you all. May He bless you all. Be blessed. Oh, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe my video, okay? Be blessed. Bye.